Nearly 15 million people have logged on and experienced the World of Warcraft. Quite commonly overlooked is the rich and illustrious lore and history behind Azeroth. Join us as we venture beyond the pixels, code, and players. Welcome to the story of Warcraft.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again for another exciting episode of But Wait, There Is Lore. This is episode 101. Last week, of course, was episode 100. We had a lot of fun. Did you guys have fun on episode 100? I hope you did.
I did.
I hope you did. You did?
No.
Yes.
Yours says he did not have fun.
He's being whiny right now.
He's being whiny because, well, we'll get into why he's being a crybaby here in just a moment. But in the meantime, we're gonna piss him off so hard that he's gonna quit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm gonna check what my picture is. I can't see it.
It's Sylvanas.
Okay, good.
Okay. Here we go. I'll start the show right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of But Wait, There's Lore. This is episode 101 right here on youtube.com/Smoking Gamer. I am the Smoking Gamer Pride. I am joined today by Necroxus, Dunn. Howitzer has finally reappeared after a long time. And of course, Riors, as usual, is in the production truck. Today's episode of But Wait, There's Lore will be a little bit shorter. Why? Because simply Hearthstone beta has been released and we all want to play it. But don't worry, because we're going to be live streaming it as well. So it's going to be really awesome, really epic. Now, the reason that Riors is being a crybaby is because he is the only person on staff that has not yet received his beta key. So do not be surprised if you see weird fallacies appear on the stream at any particular time. For example, the words "fuck you, pride" may appear, may not appear. I'm not sure exactly what Riors is going to do, but he is in absolute control, unfortunately, because he is in the production truck. So I apologize for any inconveniences that Riors' actions, because he is mad that he did not yet receive his Hearthstone beta key, may cause during this episode of But Wait, There's Lore. In the meantime, I have an update on the One Sub Challenge, and that is an alternative option for those that may not want to be a subscriber, who may not want to have anything recur, have to go through the issues of canceling or something like that. There's an option that I'm considering putting out onto the table, and basically what it is it's a one-time payment for a one-time download. What basically you're going to get is the episode of Lore for Noobs Gammon, assuming that we reach that 200 subscriber goal, which we're only about like 10 people away from, by the way. I think something like that. So you guys are actually doing really well. So we need 10 more subscribers or one more person to do the yearly subscription, and then we'll have Lore for Noobs Gammon. So basically what it will include is seasons 1 through 5 of But Wait, There's Lore. It will include the first 2 volumes of the Dunstep album. It will also include Lore for Noobs Gammon, as well as a couple of other things that I like, some of the intros and stuff like that, some of the music behind Lore for Noobs, Azeroth Lore Tour, But Wait, There's Lore, etc., etc., etc. So it'll be, I think we'll price it at the same deal, basically, $10 for that. If that's something you want, if that is something you want, let me know. I haven't done it yet, unless it's something that people want to do. I probably won't do it, because it's a lot of work. I will warn you that that file is going to be a very large file, because it's going to contain pretty much everything that is available to subscribers right now. Unfortunately, it won't contain everything that is available to subscribers in the future. So It's another option. If enough people want it, I will go ahead and create that option. Basically, it'll save you a lot of trouble from having. You won't have to have a forum account. You won't have to have anything like that. Basically, you'll go to a link. You'll pay, and then a download link will appear, and you can download it and be done with it, while still showing your love, support, and appreciation for all that we and the other staff members here at the Smoking Gamer do. I will also say that I have gotten my flight and my hotel and all that stuff booked for BlizzCon 2013. I will be there along with Howitzer. Howitzer, are you excited?
Of course I am.
Good, good. I do need to mention something to you. We'll go ahead and air it out publicly, because why not? I fucked up when I was making my flights, and my flight return home isn't until Monday. So we have to either decide if we're going to stay in Anaheim Sunday night or...
If you're going to
what?
take Pride home with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And the flight is at like 10:30 in the morning or something like that. So.
Okay.
So yeah, if enough people want that one sub challenge option where you can just download the one large file with everything contained in it, like I said, that's seasons 1 through 5. It's literally something like 10 gigs in size, so it's pretty big. I mean, you're downloading 100 episodes of a podcast, and yeah, the files aren't that small. I could make them that small, but then the audio would sound very robotic, and no one wants that. In the meantime, Hearthstone beta is out, and we're all excited to play it, so we're going to be playing that later on.
I'm not going to say that I've been playing it since while you were talking about the one sub challenge, but I did just beat Illidan Stormrage.
Oh yeah, me neither. Definitely not.
God damn, Viorus, take those ponies off the stream. Viorus, behave.
In the meantime, I'm about to close down some Tropico because I was playing that, and yeah. Exit. Alright, so let's get into some lore. When Hearthstone Beta was released, we'll be playing that after the show, so stay tuned. I think we're going to be doing that on Twitch. I'm not sure, though. We'll have to wait. Find out. In the meantime, the patch 5.4 trailer released. I think it was yesterday, right? Yes?
Yep.
Yeah, yesterday in
Yes.
the morning.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, yeah.
See, I see all this stuff pretty early on, so sometimes I don't know, like, when things actually get released.
La-dee-da.
Yeah. But, anywho, so the patch 5.4 trailer was released. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to have, we're going to go on a break, I think. And then when we get back from break, Dunn's going to take us on a trip back to the build-up, where we came from and how we got to this point for Garrosh Hellscream. Then, of course, Howitzer, because he wasn't here for the 100th episode of But Wait, There's Lore. Howitzer is going to be doing a lore in a minute. It's going to be fantastic. So get your ideas ready for a lore in a minute, because Howitzer's going to be on the ball. He's got to get one done there. So we had to, of course, make sure he got one in. We couldn't bring it back without Howitzer doing one. I think he was the first person to do one, weren't you? Something like that.
I was.
Yeah. So
He wasn't happy about that then either.
yeah, first and last. First one in, last one out. There you go. And then we're getting some Q&A done. So, like I said, we have a smaller episode today. No top 10 list today. And all that good stuff. But before we get to all that, I do believe we have a How We Retcons the Lore. So let's go ahead and get that one out of the way. Rioris, if you're done playing with ponies, if you could possibly play How We Retcons the Lore for it, would be fantastic.
Okay, so 7 years ago, when Kel'Thuzad summoned Archimonde from the Sunwell, he emerged as one normally does when they are summoned from the Sunwell, and loudly declared, "Yes, I, like my brother, many years in the future, have arrived." Kel'Thuzad did not know fully what was going on, but that doesn't even matter. Now, as any ranking officer in the armies of the Burning Legion would do, Archimonde decided that he should set up a ground base for his hordes of demons and their allies the Scourge. And the location he decided just so happened to be where Dalaran was situated. There was a rich mineral field. Why wouldn't he want it? So Archimonde asked King Leonidas, the head of Dalaran, if he could move his base so that he could set up there. King Leonidas, of course, said, "STFU, nerd," and this threw Archimonde into a fit of rage. And as always when Archimonde is angry, he built a sandcastle, a deadly sandcastle. Using his fell magics, he shaped the sand into that of a pylon, and used the energy fields that it generated to place a fell cannon. And this fell cannon laid waste to Dalaran's worker line. King Leonidas clenched his anus with anger as he lifted up his buildings and floated it to the next expansion, Wrath of the Lich King. And Archimonde farmed enough minerals to pay for the upgrade, increased size, so he would have mighty enough a girth to truly satisfy Nordrassil the World Tree. And that's how it happened.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that particular episode of How He Retcons the Lore. Actually,
Done retcons, how he retcons the law.
Done retcon. There you go. We're just getting complicated at this point.
For the record, guys, I will stop doing them when Howie gets his proper laptop fixed. I don't even know anymore. I'm just confused. Pride's telling me to do lots of things. Like, I've got to give a shout out to Viper X4. I don't know where from.
Oh, it's Viper X Bear. God,
Bear?
can't get his name right.
Well, you only just told me and I wasn't actually listening.
He's playing
Because
Hearthstone.
you're too busy playing hard. So shout out to Viper X Bear in the YouTube chat there. He said if he got a shout out, he'd subscribe. So, yeah.
It's that easy, guys.
Do the $10 one, then you get Lore for Noobs Gammon. So, if he doesn't, everyone who wants Lore for Noobs Gammon is going to flog you. It's going to be painful.
I heard that's true.
It is true.
But actually, just a little background on that. On Done Retcons, how he retcons the law. If you did not watch the StarCraft 2 Grand Final between me and Tyrannor, that may or may not be how I won the final match. For the record, I am the best at StarCraft 2. And my IRC name will now reflect this.
Well, there we go. In the meantime, the patch 5.4 trailer came out. If you haven't seen it yet, we're going to show that to you right now. Once we get done showing it to you, we're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it on down. Get to the bottom of it all. Rioris, play the trailer.
It thirsts. Bring it to the pools. Enough! You have run rampant for far too long, Hellscream. But that stops now. Step aside, Pandaren. You confront a force beyond reckoning. Your father dabbled in powers beyond reckoning. Where is he now? beside the Tauren, trolls, and others. You are nothing like them. They are no longer part of my horde. The world will hear of this. They will come for you. Yes, I'm counting on it. The armies of the world will come for me. And within my fortress, they will face all the terrible creatures I have wrought. The boundless power I have mastered. And one by one, they will fall at my feet. Anyone who would rise against my new horde will be impaled upon the spires of Orgrimmar! You Pandaren tried to bury your hate and your anger. But such power cannot be contained. It must be unleashed! A time will come when you will answer for your crimes. I answer to no one! All who challenge me will burn in the fires of my hatred.
So I think the first thing that we can talk about from that patch 5.4 trailer is that Garrosh definitely still has some daddy issues.
Oh, I thought you were
Second
gonna say
thing-
no boner.
Goddamn,
Second thing-
Taranzu, right? Taranzu, what he might as well have just said, I just slept with your awkward pause for no reason. Mom? Gosh,
Yeah.
like, "Ugh."
Yeah, that was
I love Taranzu so much.
it's
He would not have fallen for that, by the way. Shadows of the Horde, he's fucking ridiculous.
yeah, well, we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a second. But in the meantime, look, the first thing we can glean from that, Garrosh still has daddy issues. Second thing we can glean from that, Taranzu is a smartass. And I absolutely love that line. The first time I watched this trailer, I was watching it, I was like, okay, standard Blizzard, da-da-da. Oh, shit!
I gotta say, Garrosh does come out with some pretty good lines, but I guess we'll get to that when we start talking about Garrosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will definitely say that Taranzu burned Garrosh, but apparently Garrosh has his own burn unit, because he came back with his own...
It's an axe.
Yeah.
Chest.
So, what we can glean from this, Taranzu is dead?
Nope.
Nope,
Not dead?
Nope.
he's not
He's
dead.
not. They've confirmed it.
Kozak
Not dead.
tweeted it that he's not.
Plus, he's in
Not
the raid,
dead.
and there are sound files of him in the raid.
But let's be honest, after what happened to him, he should be dead.
He should be dead, but I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about the fight between Taranzu and Garrosh. Necroxus, I know, has a little bit to say about this due to what was Shadows of the Vol'jin, Shadows of the Horde. Kind of portrays Taranzu a little bit differently than it was portrayed in this cinematic. Necro, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, in the book, I'm looking across at my room. I don't want to get it because I'm lazy. But in the book Shadows of the Horde, Taranzu is amazing. Like, I don't think he actually took damage in that whole book. And they're, like, fighting armies and shit, and he's just, like, dancing around the battlefield. He, like, single-handedly kills a Mogu, which you just see Vol'jin, like, really struggle with and almost die. Taranzu just basically punches him in the chest and kills him immediately. He's supposedly, like, super, super fast. And he, like, makes all of these mistakes in this trailer. His foot gets stuck in the board. Like, you figured he would know that. His chi attack, like, pushes him back more. It does, like, nothing for Garrosh.
That's because Garrosh, like, just punches the shit out of the chi punch and sort of blows it back at him. I'm not taking anything from Taranzu away. Like he's awesome. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, just by watching this trailer alone, all it tells us is that Garrosh is better.
I'm not. Well, I wouldn't say he's better. I understand why they need to make Garrosh look like the victor in that fight. It's his raid, obviously, but like he makes like really like when when Garrosh hits him with the chain, he's like just standing there with his back to him for a couple seconds, just waiting for it. Like,
yeah, but his foot is stuck through the bridge.
I know, and that he wouldn't have done that. Like the way they portrayed him thus far is like really stupidly.
He came down for a big old kick, which would have
his
probably
toe touched
in.
the water. You'd figure he'd know how to like control, his weight.
No, I'm saying he was. But he was bringing all his weight down on Garrosh. If that kick landed on Garrosh's chest, which is what he was aiming for, I guess, that would have probably caved in like his rib cage.
Yeah, he probably would have come out with a couple of broken ribs. And I get what you're saying. Just to wrap this up, we don't have a whole lot of time. I mean, the biggest thing is, I see where Necro's coming from in the sense that in Shadows of the Horde, they portrayed him to be a much more sophisticated fighter, much more intelligent fighter. And then in this trailer, he made a few mistakes. But we can also kind of summarize that as it was a dire situation, and perhaps Taranzu was using a little bit more force than was absolutely necessary, and that he got his foot stuck, and then of course the chain wrapped around him, so he's being choked. And then of course, being thrown back and stabbed in the stomach with an axe, kind of hurts. So
there was a theory that someone said, and I thought it made sense. In 5.2, at the end of the solo questing chain on the Isle of Thunder, there's a moment where Taranzu gets really, really injured, like where he's almost dead. And someone was like, well, maybe he's still recovering. And I was like, well, I could see that then. Like, maybe he's not at 100%.
That could be true as well, so you never know.
Doesn't Shadow of the Horde, that takes place around 5.1-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, that sort of explains everything.
Right. So we'll go ahead and we'll go with that. Alright, so the other only really thing that I can think of to mention, unless you guys can think of something else, is Garrosh says kind of what we already knew. The trolls and the Tauren are no longer a part of his horde, the quote-unquote true horde. And there really isn't too much to discuss, because as we've all said, this is something that we've known for a while, but I guess this is an official declaration by Garrosh that the trolls and the Tauren have been officially removed from the horde. And whether you say Garrosh's horde isn't the true horde, or isn't the real horde, it isn't Thrall's horde, well, he is the war chief of the horde, and he did kick them out of the horde. And whether or not, I mean, there's a little bit of a wiggle room and an argument perhaps, but in my opinion and in my eyes, the horde as the political faction is still under the control of Garrosh. And therefore, the trolls and the Tauren are no longer a part of the horde, the political faction. Now, they will obviously be reinstated within the horde, and this will be, I mean, the victor, history goes to the victor, right? Like, they're the ones that are going to write the books.
That is how it goes.
And that's exactly, and whenever these books come out, and they're talking generations from now about this happening of Garrosh, they're going to say that, they kicked him out of the horde. But in all actuality, Garrosh kicked them out of the horde, but that's, that's the way history works. That's the way the world works.
Well, can we just talk about the line where Garrosh says that he knows that the armies of Azeroth are going to come for him, and they're all going to fall before him at his feet one by one, and the bodies of the dead will be impaled on the spires of Orgrimmar, because that was badass.
It was badass. That was true. That was a good quote. I like that quote. I don't know what you want to discuss about it, though. What's...
Oh, I just wanted to bring everyone's attention to it, and the fact that... How many... I'm wondering, because I'm more like, Arcana being Garrosh's horde. You seem pretty cool.
I've heard other people say that, too.
Yeah, a lot of people on like the official forums and whatnot are talking about, it'd be great if we could have like a split, and then we could, as the horde, we could help fight Garrosh. But the game mechanics wise is not very possible. Number two, for storytelling reasons, not going to be possible either.
I'm sure he's an asshole.
It would be a nice idea. It would be a nice idea, but it's not going to happen. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Oh,
that's just the way it is. Life is life. Game developers are game developers. All right. Does anyone else, Howitzer, do you have anything to add to any of all this about the trailer and whatnot?
No, just adding in that
Garrosh doesn't look at explosions.
Necro, anything else?
Garrosh does not.
Yeah, I had some people I talked to on Twitter mention why why would Garrosh do this and then not bring the fight to somebody else? Why would he like go come back to my fortress and we'll fight there? And I think the simple answer is for as much as he's losing like the overall war, Garrosh has shown he is amazing at winning battles. Like he is very tactical in what he does. Like the whole point of how devastating Theramore was because Garrosh orchestrated that whole thing to get all the Alliance forces in there. So it feels like I know that I understand that complaint, but it seems more like if he gets them into Orgrimmar, then he has all this crazy shit that he can just be like, "Bitches, you're dead. Here's my army of Klaxi. Good luck."
Here's my giant scorpion robot death tank.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you.
Another thing is that now we know why we're starting off in the Vale. Because, you know, I remember they were like, why are we going back to the Vale? Well, it's because Garrosh is in the Vale.
Yeah, Dunn and Jan complained
So to
about
answer that question...
Well, at the time,
Yeah.
we didn't know. It was just like, hey, here's the Vale for no reason. And now we have the reason.
I'm saying
so
now we just
I'm
have
cool
some history on why we're there. Which I thought was nice. Because they really show you the importance of why you're there and how badly it actually does get damaged.
Yeah, we need to avenge that butterfly that died in the trailer. That shit
No.
will not
Was
stand.
the butterfly.
Honestly, do you think that there would be a bigger emotional impact if instead of Terran Zoo, it was Lawwalker Cho that tried to stand up to Garrosh? I think that would have made it a better.
Only if he got
cinematic
like
for me.
destroyed. Oh yeah, I agree.
If
Yes.
he gotten killed, like if they had actually killed somebody off and they killed off Lord Walker Cho, oh my god, that would have been
I'd be
devastating.
so pissed.
Absolutely devastating. Alright, so I guess that's really all we have for that. We'll go around a little round table here. Best patch cinematic to date? Necro, yes or no?
Second best.
Second
Ice
best?
Crown,
What's
Fall of
the
Ice
first?
Crown was my favorite.
Ice Crown.
With
Howie?
Terrence giving the speech.
Howie?
I would say it is definitely... If it's number one, then it's tied the... What was it? Oh my god, I can't remember the place of it now. Where the old god was? Yogg-Saron cinematic. Ulduar cinematic.
Done?
I think this is my favourite so far, but Throne of Thunder is a very close second because I really liked how that was sort of different in like it was
that
Lord
was
Walker
good.
Cho telling like a poem, an
Yeah.
epic poem, and I liked how different that was, but I like this more. Apart from like sort of Garrosh sort of jutting his head around a little bit too much with the new face, technology that they've got.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Oh.
good. It's just he's a bit too
I want
animate
them
for my
so
liking.
badly to release that as a tool so that I could use it for like to make. That's the one thing that stops me from making machinima. I could do it. I can make machinima. You guys have seen the Pride Joins the Horde stuff. I mean, that's an hour's worth of machinima work. I mean, imagine what I could do with actual time, huh? But I can't do it because I hate that you can't like animate the faces, and that's something I'd have to have. And it's possible to do outside of the game, but it just takes for fucking ever, and they don't look very natural. I just don't like it too much. So that's why I never got into
that face tech.
machinima. Yeah, indeed. I'm gonna say it is the best, but it is not the best by a wide margin. I think that as Howitz said, the Ulduar trailer up until this point was the best, but I think they're pretty much neck and neck. But I don't know. A lot of people are saying this has been their favorite cinematics to date, so want to get that out there. Anyways, guys, we gotta go on a break. When we get back from the break, Don is gonna walk us through Garrosh Hellscream, taking a look back at Garrosh. We're about to, defeat this guy. I think the patch is coming out September 17th, something like that, or no, August 27th.
Yep.
Is that the day? August
I'll take your
27th.
word for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah. All right then. We're gonna take a look back at kind of the history of Garrosh. So we'll get on that right after the break. Riors, take us out, my friend.
Welcome to the Yogscast.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally make us.
Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to the content patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
You're back to some more StarCraft 2 or Heart of the Swarm.
You're watching Day 9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright everybody, welcome back. This is for my guys. Prepare for the end.
Hello everybody, Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000.
I'm not so proud.
Hello there everybody, welcome to another segment.
And we are back, all of us, apart from Pride, who is just a little bit slow. Pride, we're back.
Hello!
So I guess I'm fucking Garrosh now.
Okay, so originally we weren't planning on running Lorefacts, but apparently Tyranor made a promise to his subscribers, so now we have to run Lorefacts.
Back to the break.
No.
Okay, let's do Garrosh and then Lorfax. Okay.
So done. Well, hold on. First, there was something I wanted to say. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be doing Hearthstone after this. Stay tuned to Facebook and Twitter to get the exact link. If you don't want to do all that, you can always join us in the live chat, and we'll be linking it there as well. You can get to the live chat by going to www.thesmokinggamer.com, clicking on the live chat button. You don't have to be registered to click on that button or anything. But a Java app will load. It's just a little in-browser chat thing that you can get into. Very simple, very easy to do. And you can get the information on where the Hearthstone stream is going to be. Of course, if you have someone else that's streaming, I know a lot of people are streaming right now. Don't feel obligated to watch ours. We would appreciate it. We would like it. But, you know, no hard feelings. In the meantime, Dunn, could you please possibly take us into, give us a look back at Garrosh Hellscream?
Yes, I can. Garrosh, as a wee lad, while his daddy was off drinking demon blood and conquering Azeroth, Garrosh was afflicted with the red pox, which was a disease that struck some orcs. It made them feeble, and I sort of imagine, in my head, it's like chicken pox, but he's never really said what the red pox is. Really, but that was back in the day. He's sent to Garadar, where all the sick orcs go, and in Garadar he remains. At some point, he did become like the war leader. He was in charge of protecting Garadar. He was possibly the strongest orc there, maybe second strongest, because Sarfang's son was there. So, and that is where we first meet him, and he's sort of bummed out. Because he was told by, I can't remember who it was, but one of the orcs that drank the demon blood came back to Garadar to gather orcs to help defend Nazul back when the Alliance came through the Dark Portal. And he was all like, "Oh, did you know my dad?" And this orc, whose name I can't remember at the moment, and he's like, "No, you're weak, you're no true orc." So Garrosh was sort of bummed out, and it wasn't until Thrall came, and he was all like, "Oh no, your dad Grom, he was a pretty cool guy. He saved us all." So Garrosh went instantly from hating his life, hating his dad, hating everything, to thinking, "Oh, my dad's the best." And that's pretty much all that we saw of him in the Burning Crusade. And then he's sent off. No, that's not true. There's a little bit more. He does appear in the comic books. He goes to Theramore with Thrall for a peace meeting, and that is when the whole Cthulhu thing happens and Medan's there. But we're not going to talk about that because we don't talk about him. He was also present when the Lich King started waking up, and Garrosh was an advocate for going to Northrend and taking the fight to the Lich King, and Thrall was like, "No, let's not do that." Garrosh actually threw down with Thrall, and that fight was interrupted by the attack of the Scourge. And they came in their necropolises and sort of attacked Orgrimmar. And after that fight was finished, the Horde versus the Scourge, Thrall was like, "We go to Northrend. Garrosh, you lead them." So Garrosh is appointed the head of the Warsong Onslaught. I forget the name of that particular faction. Necro, you're usually good with names.
What's the faction?
What was Garrosh's army in thingy called?
Wasn't it called Hellscream Offensive or something like that? I'm not sure.
It was Warsong something. It might have been the Warsong,
Warsong
Offensive.
Offensive?
So yeah, let's go with that.
Yes,
so,
it was.
The right first time.
So Garrosh led them. He was advised by Varrock Sarfang, sorry. And they went off to Northrend. Garrosh was hailed as a tactical genius and a very wise leader during his campaign in Northrend. He was even given high praise by Dead Tauren Bloodhoof.
Cairn.
I can never remember his name.
Cairn.
It doesn't even matter. He's dead.
That's true.
He's dead. But he did say, "Oh, Garrosh, that was a very there was the part where they were leaving that place where we go to get quests from him.
Warsong Hold.
Warsong Hold, thank you. They were leaving that. They were going down to Garrosh's landing, and the seamen, the Vicryl of the Sea, were attacking, and Garrosh reveals that he'd hidden weapons just in case they ever needed to retreat from Warsong Hold to Garrosh's landing, and Garrosh was sort of ashamed of himself. And Mr. Bloodhoof's like, "No, that is the sign of a good leader." So that was quite good. And then there's the debacle with the Twilight Cultists, and this is where Bane's dad dies. We all know about that. We've spoke about it a lot, and it's quite recent stuff. And then Garrosh just starts taking all the Alliance's land. That is pretty much the gist of it. He calls Sylvanas a bitch. I don't know what else you want. He
hates trolls and blood elves.
He hates trolls and blood elves. And the Alliance. And that's basically Garrosh.
Pretty much.
Kind of turned into a sadistic fuck at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Indeed,
a sadistic fuck with badass one-liners who doesn't look at explosions. Very Hollywood. I'm just saying.
Very much so. Alright, with that said, it is time. Ladies and gentlemen, we need your suggestions for for Howitzer when he does lore in a minute, and we're going to get to that as soon as we get back from Lore Facts. So, start sending in IRC your suggestions. What lore should Howitzer tell you in 60 seconds or less? Let us know in the IRC chat. In the meantime, guys, enjoy this episode of Lore Facts, presented by Tyranor, narrated by Dunn.
According to the book The Stone of the Tides, the Gurubashi Empire came into possession of an artifact which allowed them to control water elementals. Sometime later, Neptunian, the elemental lord of water, sent his kraken to destroy the Gurubashi city of Ilalai, where a troll by the name of Minloth lived. Minloth was famous for his control over water-based magic, and he even managed to wound the kraken Neptunian sent during their struggle. This only caused the kraken to get angrier though, and the sinking of Ilalai became the event which led to the collapse of the Gurubashi Empire. Conjuration is a type of magic which focuses on summoning both creatures and objects. A long time ago, a few daring wizards tried conjuring water without remembering the glass, and thus the art of summoning water elementals was born. The most famous conjurer of all time was Medea's father, Nihilus Aran. Alakir, the elemental lord of air, was once the foremost tactician in the armies of the old gods, before the Titans came to Azeroth. This is somewhat ironic, since Alakir is also the weakest of all the elemental lords. His name means, fittingly, the last in Arabic. Baron Geddon, a boss in Molten Core, was once Ragnaros' right hand during the beginning of the war against the Titans. He was defeated in one of the first battles against the then unknown Titan attackers, and was duly demoted, replaced by Majordomo Executus. Furious that a creature that was not purely of fire took his place, he attempted to regain Ragnaros' favour by ambushing the Air Prince Thunderan. Thunderan was defeated with the help of Gar and Ragnaros, and his essence was split between Gar and Geddon. Elementals do not consist purely of the four major types, air, water, fire and earth. There are also elemental conglomerates, which are elementals of multiple types. For example, dust elementals are a combination of air and earth, and lava elementals are a combination of fire and earth. In addition, several unique elementals exist, such as Saronite elementals and arcane elementals. One of the most powerful elementals of all time was Murmur, an elemental of sound. He was accidentally summoned by the Shadow Council in Arkendown, but was banished by his summoners and adventurers before he could fully manifest and conquer Outland. Tanaris. When that guy
Alright, and we're back right here on Buway's Lore on youtube.com/SmokinGamer. I am the Smoking Gamer Pride.
I'm a smoking gamer.
Done. Howitzer.
I don't smoke.
Roxas, of course. We have our good friend. We'll talk about that later. But anyway. And of course, Rehorse is in the production truck, mad that he does not have a Hearthstone beta key. That's why there are a bunch of ponies on the screen. Not even gonna get mad at him, because he kind of got a raw deal out of all that, and it is partly my fault. So.
And you're gonna dock his pay.
No, I'm not gonna dock his pay.
It's just like Doom from the start, but
in actual. Yeah. In the meantime, we do have Howitzer retcons, or Howitzer. God damn it. Howitzer, tell us this lore in a minute. We're doing lore in a minute. Let's get that music started. It's started. I can't hear. 1 minute. All right, so. All right, hopefully it's playing now and we can do this. Howitzer, buddy. I need you to explain to me the lore of Anduin Wrynn. In 60 seconds or less, and go!
Anduin Wrynn. Yeah, which one is actually what I was about to say. I'm gonna go with the stupid one. No, there's
go
more
with
than
Pandaren.
Anduin Lothar.
Okay, I'm gonna start this off because really he was just some kid who was following a dragon's lead before. He was just the kid that I walked up and I'm like, oh, how come I can't murder this kid when I came to murder the Alliance leaders? Couldn't kill him. That wasn't fair. I wanted to come and stab him then. But whatever, you know. I'll take it. He finally becomes important when he reaches his teenage years. Oh, and then he goes to Pandaria. He loves the pandas. He loves them so much that he'd rather be a panda than a human. And then we see him again, and then he's like, you know what? I know Anixia betrayed me before, and she led me in Darkstone, so I'm going to follow this guy. I'm going to follow Rathian. He's another black dragon. I'm going to follow him because I'm a dumbass. And then he's like, you know what? I'm also going to find a hammer, and then I'm going to go break the Horde's plans just to make sure everyone in the world hates me. So he goes and destroys the bell. and then he dies, except for he got 6 health left, and now to this day he is going to eventually become the king of
You
Atlantis.
have failed! Oh, you have failed lore in a minute. Not only did you fail to say the lore in a minute, you skipped his entire fucking...
Are we back? Are we back?
We're back. Oh, I was hosting, wasn't I?
All right, and we're back. Yeah, sorry about the technical issue there. Don't know what happened, but
I know what happened. That's what happened.
My shame.
That's
My shame broke the
how
stream.
How he fails lore in a minute, and then the stream's like, no.
There we go. Oh well, good attempt though. It was a good attempt. I liked it. It was quite nice. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do lore facts, and then we'll try and get a couple of questions.
We did lore facts.
Oh, did we do lore facts? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. All right then, fuck it. Here we go. Let's get some Q&A going. Dunn, do you have anything from the IRC questions-wise at the moment?
I have one.
You have one. Don't forget, guys, send in your questions to Dunn in the IRC. What is your name in IRC at the current moment, sir?
Done best in the StarCraft 2.
There you go.
That's done best in SC2. I'm a channel mod, I guess. So I'm an op. They're called ops for operator. Oh, it shows it's done best in the SC. I'm just gonna change it to done. Send your queries to done.
Well, in the meantime, I've got an email here. It says this is from Brooke. I'm not going to say the last name or say it's from Brooke. Question number 1. The quest line in Stone Talon Mountains Horde side, the ending quest To Be Horde, leads to an appearance of Garrosh after Overlord Cromgar bombs an ancient tree, Thaldor Grove, in Battlescar Valley. After Cromgar has killed High Chieftain Cliffwalker's son and wife, as soon as the bomb hits the ground, Garrosh appears from Orgrimmar. Since you were part of Cromgar's army during this questline and helped him, Garrosh is about to kill you, the hero player, but is stopped as Cliffwalker begs for mercy for your life, in which he lets you live as Cliffwalker's actions taught Garrosh.
Some people are saying YouTube crashed. Okay, we good?
Are we back? Are we back on, Okay. I don't know what. Apparently, YouTube is having some serious issues at the moment, so we apologize for that. We just dropped from about 130 watchers to 30, so there you go, 100 people gone just in an instant. Not sure exactly what's going on, but we're going to continue the show. The show must go on, in the immortal words of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So there was a question. We were talking about it. Don't really know what the question was per se, because it wasn't actually a question. It's just them saying something about Garrosh and having, I guess maybe why is Garrosh doing all this if he learned mercy from Chieftain Cliffwalker in Thaldor Grove. I would say that
Pride,
oh,
just so you know, I just launched the stream and it just says, please stand by.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, yeah, there
how
is
can
that
you do
delay.
that and then do Theramore as well? I think that might be the question.
Because he's a winner. Did you not pay attention during the
Well,
when
just saying.
when we went to I can't remember where we were going, but we were on Twilight Highlands, and he ordered his air support to flank the Alliance ships. And then the goblins are like, who'd send away his air support? And the Corcoran slaps him with the back of his hand. He says, a winner. That's why.
Alright.
Yeah, the way that it's looking at for me right now is that YouTube itself is down. So we are just going to go ahead and end it there for all those still tuning in, still listening. We appreciate it, guys. Unfortunately, YouTube let us down. Hopefully, this will all go up and we won't have too many issues. If we do, then we'll just re-record it at some point in the near future and get it up and ready to go. In the meantime, though, we are going to do some Hearthstone beta streaming. So, head on over to www.twitch.tv/thesmokinggamer. There you can catch up on all the Hearthstone streaming we are about to do. In the meantime, guys, it's been a lot of fun today on the show. Sorry it was a little bit short, but we are all very excited to get our hands on Hearthstone, so we don't feel too bad about it. What can you do? So thanks for tuning in, guys. There will be no But Wait, There's Lore next week. We are not having an episode of But Wait, There's Lore next week. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think everyone deserves a week off, though. We just did, 101 episodes of But Wait, There's Lore?
100.5.
Yeah.
Stream's back.
I don't know what is going on with YouTube at the moment, guys. Like I said, I'm really, really sorry. Really apologize. But I do want to go ahead and mention, once again, we are going to hit up the Hearthstone live streaming over at www.twitch.tv/thesmokinggamer. So please be sure to check that out if you want to keep up to date, see what's happening in the world of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Indeed. So head on over there, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, guys.